G'day viewers, LawnLads here, back with another video. Today's video is a bit of a update video. Here in Victoria, we're not quite there at that Reno stage. We have a little bit going on, not too much. So we're just showing you what we've been doing, explaining and showing our lawns. So we're here at James's house at the moment. We're doing some stuff here. We're going to give his TifTuf a quick mow. We'll then show some front stuff, show you a quick snippet at my house as well, see how everything's going. We're just going to explain what we've been doing and what we're up to in the future, so stick around.
Get into it. Alright, so onto the TifTuf. So the last time you would have seen this in a video was 5 weeks ago, when we pretty much did a very early reno on it. It's looking pretty good, isn't it? How's it looking camera?
Look like
it's a couple of spots in there if you want still.
On camera it looks worse than it does in human life.
No, it actually does. It's just these little couple of spots here that still haven't filled in 100%.
Yeah, you're exactly in the right spot. This little section there.
Oh, look how thick this spot is like.
Yeah.
That's lush as, but then this spot's a bit thin, and that's probably because that would have been probably a lower spot, I reckon. And we didn't go as hard there when we went. This would have been probably a high spot, and we've really scalped into it. So still hasn't come back 100%, but you've got to think where we are here. We don't get full sun on this lawn. It only gets about, at this time of the year, it gets between 3 to 4. To this area probably gets about 6 or 7. So it doesn't get full sun. So it's always going to take a little bit longer to come back. Plus we're in Victoria. We've had so much rain. We've also had not very good temps. So yeah, we wanted to just try out, see what was going to happen. And look, it's still bounced back. So it just shows you, they call it TifTuf for a reason. It is pretty tough. So but yeah, looking pretty good. Yeah,
like for a trial, a very early trial, what we did, and you saw when we posted it, it's come back, very quick.
Would I do it again? No, I wouldn't. I'd leave it later. But I've learned something for next year. Obviously, this is the first full season I've done with this lawn. Next year, I'd probably maintain it a bit better into winter and keep the liquids up to it. I didn't really do anything over winter. Now with the new product coming out from Lawn Addicts, Confidential, this is going to be a breeze to take care of over winter. You know, with the limited light conditions, the cold temps, it should still hold its colour really well. It should still get a little bit of growth in it. So I should be able to just keep it going through winter and keep it looking good, and then come out at the other end in spring, and it should look a lot better than how it was when we obviously renoed it. So yeah,
hopefully that comes out for next winter.
I think I'm not going to say too much, but I think it's going to be a winner, I reckon.
Alright, let's go to quick mow-in. We'll show you that. So what we'll do is we'll just put up a picture of the after the sort of reno that we did, the heavy scalp, and then we'll show this as a comparison. For about 5 weeks recovery in not optimal conditions, looks pretty good. We're just talking, James and I were saying, this area we hacked at the most. We'll go into a bit of sunlight so it's a bit better. It's so nice and thick, carpet-like.
Dense, yeah.
Once nice and dense.
It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to get some PGR in again. I'm pretty happy. Like this is what I sort of want the whole lawn to look like.
Yeah.
Like that. You know?
That's ideal.
That's a nice sort of. But once you, like I said, once we start, we'll talk about PGR more. when it becomes the right time to use it. But PGR is going to really densen that up, like tighten it up. You're not going to have any of those little thin spots. Make it really nice and tight knit. So looking forward to that.
That's looking good. Good cut. Recovering well.
So what's there? Obviously
Can't complain.
For Reno, like we did do a Reno on it.
Pretty much.
It wasn't really a high to cut reset. It was more of a Reno.
We got carried away.
Yeah, we went a bit too hard on it. But like I said, it's come back. There's no issues with that. Plan is obviously when we do the front, when we do yours, when we get all that sort of going in a week and a half's time, we're going to go very light in this. We're not going to go back. We're not going to be going back down to dirt because there's no need. We've already done that. So all we'll probably do is probably just take this down a little bit. We'll probably just try to hit the crown a little bit more, take it down, get it nice and low. Nice low cut, give it a little bit of a clean out with the verdi groomer. We'll give it a groom, not going to give it a verdi because we don't need to, we've already done that. So we'll give it a groom, thin it out, give it a height reset, top dress it because it's actually pretty level. Like I don't think it's too bad.
Besides the ditch over there that you dug out.
Yeah. So that hasn't had a top dress since we've actually leveled it. So we're going to go heavy there. But along this arc, we'll just give it a light top dress. And I reckon within 3 weeks it should be back to how it was again. So yeah, we're not going to go too heavy. There's no need. We've already done it. We've given it a test run, and like I said, it's past the flying colours. It's just about getting it back down now a little bit. Drop the height down, give it a bit of a clean out to thin it out a bit, and then just a top dress, and that's it.
Oh, sweet. So that's James's lawn mode. I guess we'll go out to the front, give an update on what's happening on James's. So let's do that now. Alright, so we're in James's Laneway. I don't think you've ever seen this place, maybe, can't remember, but he's got 2 strips of kike running up each side of the laneway, you can see here. James is just putting some fert down because he's done a reno on this already. He's done that over the weekend. So this lawn pretty much consists of, like I said, it's kike, but it's James's old lawn that he had that he ripped out. That's half of it. There's scraps over for when we planted his new lawn. There's scraps when I had my lawn as well. So there's 3 lots of kike here, and you can see here he's just putting down some fert. So we renovated this on the weekend. Today is Wednesday, so it's a few days. We can see it's already starting to grow back pretty decently, considering we're in Melbourne and our 20 degrees today. It's
pretty much the best couple of days of that, yeah.
22 degrees.
23, I think.
23. So before more rain coming. So he's got in quick to do this before we focus on our main lawns around the corner. So James just put down some 2-spec elevate. Normally you'd go accelerate, but he wants to save that for the good lawns, and we've got this, well, James has got this whole bunch of elevate, so he might as well use it on something that's not really a priority. There's no point wasting the good stuff on this stuff, but yeah, so we just chucked down some fert. He's gonna put some liquids on it now too. It's looking pretty good.
We'll just show you what sand we're using too for our top dress. So you get asked this question a fair bit, what type of sand we should use. So this stuff here is a turf sand, so it's designed purely for levelling. So we got this from our local hardware store called Bacchus Marsh Sand and Soil, and you can just look at the quality of it, like how well it holds its levels. There's no big bits in it. It's really sharp and sort of, you can even see when you stand on it, it really holds its place really well. Compared to say your triple wash sands. I don't particularly like those because I feel like they move around a lot. This seems to hold together really nicely and hold a nice level. So yeah, if you're local to us, or even within the western suburbs, I'd highly recommend this stuff. It's about $100 a cubic metre. It's a bit expensive, but it's definitely worth it.
There's a little nose there.
So yeah, that's turf sand from Bacchus Marsh Sand and Soil.
Good stuff. We rate them.
Alright guys, so coming out to the front to the KQ at my joint. This is what it's looking like at the moment. So it's nice and healthy. It's definitely very healthy. It's got really good colour. Probably last time you've seen this lawn, you would have seen this area over here, which was really thin. So this spot here is still recovering, but we've got heaps of new growth and all that new growth coming up, spreading in, filling in those spots where it's gone bare over the winter time. Now, you can probably spot where the sun is over there. This part obviously gets very shaded over winter time, and the sun sits over there. So this doesn't see sun through the whole winter. So 3 months no sun, your lawn's going to die off in that area. But that just shows that it will come back once you get a bit of sun. So that's coming back. Obviously over here we had a lot of dead spots too from limited sun. It's probably 98% filled in. There's a couple of spots still filling in, but it's very close to full recovery. So it's looking pretty good now. Nice and healthy. So, but yeah, that's definitely the spot that does the best over there. Over that park, that gets full sun.
That's very thick.
Yeah, it's like literally like carpet walking on it. So, but yeah. So plans are obviously pretty much, what is it, 1.5 weeks away from now?
Yep.
Which is going to be the first week of November. We're going to take this down to dirt. We're going to verticut. We're going to scalp it. We're going to core aerate it with a actual machine aerator. And we're going to top dress it. We're going to go pretty heavy on a top dress because there's a couple of spots where it sort of sinks, like right here. You can sort of see it. So it's had one top dress since it's laid, but I didn't go too heavy on it, and it really needs a heavy one this time around. So we're going to do that, and then hopefully it comes back quick enough. So by Christmas time, it's looking schmick.
You want to explain some signs of how, like, why your lawn needs a reno, how you know when it's time to do a reno?
So, renovations obviously are good to give your lawn a fresh start. So over time, you obviously build up a thatch layer. In that thatch layer, it becomes spongy, and you get a pretty much a sort of spongy feeling lawn. So you're right now, you can sort of see that. You sort of can dig right down to that layer, and look, that's pretty much how deep down the lawn goes. Right there. Even though we're cutting like 15 mil on the Scalp Honor, we're realistically not cutting 15 mil. We're cutting like 45 mil to the actual saw height. So yeah, that's when you know you need to give it a renovation. So this is probably not too crucial if you're cutting off a rotary mower, more so if you're cutting off a cylinder mower like we do, and you want that precise precision cut. So, and you want that really, tight knit sort of golf course sort of appearance. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the reason why we renovate. So yeah, and obviously key signs of when it's the right time to reno. You get all the time people are saying, when should I reno my lawn? People say, once your combined temperatures hit 34 degrees, you hear that one quite a bit. Some say first day of September, which is completely wrong.
Not in Victoria. Yeah.
Nah. Well, like I said, we're about to hit November. We still haven't done it yet. The key signs are you're cutting it multiple times a week and you're taking a lot of clippings off. So I mow this at the moment 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm taking a whole 14-inch catcher off this 80 square metre lawn. So it's taken off a fair bit of grass every time I cut. So it's growing. It's got fantastic colour. Another key sign is you start having a bit of this happen. Runners growing over the top of the actual blades. It's happening over here too. That's just happening. It's just starting to grow like that because it's got nowhere to go. So it's just growing on top of itself. That's telling you your lawn's really growing. So that's another key sign. Another key sign, if you come over to your path, I've only edged this a couple of days ago, but you start getting it run like that over, and you're having it, frequently edge it every week. That's another key sign. It's got the energy to grow into your paths, which means it's ready to go. It's ready to go for reno. It's healthy enough and strong enough. So there's some of the key signs, but obviously just judge it. Look at your temperatures too. If you're going to have frosts, don't reno your lawn. Make sure that you're getting consistent sort of warm temperatures. It doesn't have to be 35 degrees, but it needs to be enough to obviously push the lawn to grow. Otherwise, if you're having cold temps, it's just going to shock it, and it's not going to come back quick enough. So it'll always come back, but it's just about how quickly it's going to come back. That's the key thing.
Alright, so we're back at my house. I'll show you off my lawn. Not quite in the same condition as James's is. I'm still recovering. I'm pretty much every time I'm cutting, I'm sort of dropping it, so it's scalping a bit. Show you the nature strip. So I'm just dropping the height of cut every time. It's very thick, it's very thatchy. Definitely needs a nice scalp. This area here is probably the worst area. This cops the most shade. So it's kind of struggling. I mean, stays damp. It's hard to tell because we've got that shocking sunlight at the moment. But yeah, my lawn copped it pretty hard in winter compared to James's. Not too sure why, but obviously we have pretty similar conditions, but his has recovered much better than mine has. But we're getting ready to improve it. So that's the goal, that's the aim. Do some reno soon, like we've said, get it looking good. Put some fert down over the weekend a few days ago, so hopefully it starts to boost out a recovery, boost out a dormancy a bit more. Obviously it's growing a lot, but hopefully we can improve that even more. So that's the plan. You can see it a bit more there in the shade. It's going alright. It could be a lot better. Obviously James's looks heaps better than mine, but yeah, see how we go. So that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because we do have our lawn renovations coming up, as well as finishing off our Scotty builds as well. Hopefully that's coming up as well. We are so keen to get that done finally, then hopefully start using them. We'll obviously start using them once we are finished with our reno. We've started to, well, we've fully recovered, so that's going to be happening soon. If you've stuck around this long, please go check out the rest of our social media pages. Links in the description. We have stickers for sale if you're interested, or for a sticker swap as well. Other than that, thanks for watching. Cheers. Oh, carpet like delicious.